Unfortunately, she needs 24-hour-a-day care. There's no way around it.
If she could talk, what would she say?
No choice. I had to do it with love because she's my daughter. God knows I had to take care of her. Yeah.
Joey's 36 years old. There's something wrong with her brain and her cerebellum that didn't grow. And now they say she has cerebral palsy because of all of this. That's the name they gave it now. She understands English and Spanish. Anything's going on around, she's there. But she can't interact. She's everyday care. Everything from feeding, bathing, getting up, getting dressed, everything. She's everything. As far as just trying to teach her to talk and things like that, it's too late. She's not gonna progress from here. All she's gonna do is go downhill. My name is Emilio Santiago Jr. I'm from the Bronx. I served in the Marine Corps from 81 through 86. This is my wife, Isela Santiago. This is my daughter, Joanna Santiago. She was born at Camp LEJEUNE, and she was born in 1986. She was so normal looking. She knew there was a problem. I didn't.
When was time to get up, she don't do it. Sit down, she don't sit down. The finger was like that.
Bent.
Yeah. And she don't talk. I take her to the hospital. They did the exam and they say she's severely retarded. In the hospital, in the Camp LEJEUNE, they never say she come with that condition. They don't say nothing. My pregnant was okay, because I don't know that now nothing about the water, you know. I know something wrong was with the water because it smelled bad, but we don't have another water to drink.
When we moved into Midway Park, she smelled it and said, "This smells like gasoline." And I said, "Gasoline? You're crazy or something. It doesn't smell like gasoline." And I drank it. And I showed her, there's nothing wrong with the water. And she said, no, there's something wrong. But since I drank it, she said it was okay, so we kept on going with it. We had another daughter, 1 year older, who's named Denise Menaya, because she's married now. She was born with gastroschisis. When she was born, she was surrounded by all the prenatal doctors and everything, and they didn't want to let her see.
But I see it between the doctor. I see the intestine outside of the body.
Everything was out. She had an open wound in the stomach. The first operation she had, not even 15 minutes after she was born, to get her reconnected. She spent 18 months in the hospital. 3, 4 major operations, a bunch of small operations. She had part of her small intestine and part of her large intestine.
I get a lot of judgment with the scars. I have scars from here, all over. I have that, I have scars from here, all the way here. I have pick lines. Sorry. Growing up like this wasn't easy. I don't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know it was from Camp LEJEUNE. I thought it was just a normal I thought I was broken. You're literally almost fighting for your life every day, trying to stay alive and try to stay healthy.
Her physical problem, besides the gastroschisis, she's pre-cancer. They're treating her for it. She has to get iron infusions.
Every single time when I eat, I don't absorb enough nutrients from the food I do, due to the fact that they had to cut up my intestines and stuff it back in. So now my intestines don't absorb nutrients. So I had to figure out how can I be able to absorb nutrients within my own self. I didn't have no medical records within the military whatsoever. They said I have nothing in there. There's nothing in there with my name on it, nothing.
suicide is not an option for normal people, but somehow it was, you know, for me. I can admit that now, like, I've had like impulsive kind of like aggression, and it took a lot for me to admit that I wasn't normal, that maybe it's some kind of chemical imbalance. It's hard to see outside of yourself, but being on medication kind of helped me realize the normalcy that other people feel, that they're not as irritable or they're not as emotional, and accepting that has kind of made me realize that, you know, maybe I wasn't normal all these years, and that, you know, it's affected all my jobs, it's affected my relationship with my family, but more importantly, you know, even though I was only exposed to it for a couple of years, I care for like everybody, you know, my parents as well, everybody who was in Camp Lejeune. I don't think anybody escaped it. And it's most obvious with my sisters, but I don't think any of us escaped it. I think we're all affected.
Absolutely. How does that affect a child when you're growing up, like Jennifer, who had to grow up and her life was dictated by what these two could do, you know? All these decisions she's made throughout her life, a lot of those decisions were made because her chemicals were off in her brain. We know that to be a fact now, but we didn't know that to be a fact before. Mentally and emotionally, it has affected you to your core. It's kind of a shock if you're not used to being around somebody like Joey, so, and it takes a while to get used to her. And over the 10 years that I've known her, she's declined. You know, as she gets older, she you know, loses mobility.
And she falls in the bathtub, she falls all the time.
She has more mood swings, I think, more than ever. And I don't think that's ever gonna change. It's just gonna continue to get worse. Jennifer's talked about leaving her job to come and help take care of Joanna, just to give them a break, because they're obviously struggling. The tension, the stress of taking care of Joanna. Every second of every day for 37 years that she has to pay attention to Joey and make sure that she's taken care of. She has not had a second to herself.
I put the water in the afternoon. I like every flower. I like that one too. This is my paradise. I love it. My favorite thing in my life beside my daughter. My daughter is my life, and then the flowers. I feel some peace here. I pray. I say thank you, God, because this is my life. I receive with love. Yeah.
It's incredible to think that there's many more like her, you know, and that there probably a lot of them passed away before this ever came to light. That's a sad situation, because there's probably many families going through the same situation. How she survived this long is only, you know, from the dedication of these two taking care of her every day.
After I got the letter from the Marine Corps explaining that there was toxic water, I didn't understand it. And saying that we might have to go to the doctor if we come up with certain illnesses. Now that we know the water was contaminated, there's a reason for it. But before, we didn't know it. Denise had $1 million so far in expenses. Her bills. And then when Joy was born, having all these little things wrong, they keep saying, no, 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 there's nothing wrong. And we know there's something wrong. But they said no. And then I started getting sick. And they put me under a medical board. And then when they put me through the medical board said, you're out. And I fought it. I spent the rest of my savings trying to fight to stay in the Marine Corps. Yeah, I wanted to stay in. I felt like it was me, that they kicking me out and looking for reasons for it. I kept fighting the doctors, I kept fighting the lawyers. It took them 1.5 years to put me out after all the fighting I did. They said they put me out October '86.
If you think about it, look at the progression. So Jennifer was born outside of Camp Lejeune, and she has some issues. And then as they drank the water, you can see, then you have Denise, which has some issues. They're not as severe as Joey's, but you can see the progression, right, of the toxicity. And as that toxicity, went through their body, and then you have Denise, who has all kinds of issues with her stomach, and then you have Joanna, which is just a year later. So just in 1 year, look at the hidden problems that you would never know about. But Joey, you could see the only difference is 1 year worth of drinking that water.
She came up with everything. Thyroid, stomach problems, kidney problems. They say I got Parkinson's, headaches, dizzy spells, schizophrenic, depression, all that other junk. Hearing problems. We did on welfare, we did on unemployment. I got odd jobs, in and out, not being able to work. The hospital bills, forget it. There's no amount, it's too much. I pay whatever I can. If I can't pay for it, I'm sorry. I can't do it, I try.
We had to work together. We have 46 years together, married. It was hard for me, but I had to do it because I don't have nobody here to help. I had to be strong. I had to be.
I didn't see anything like this coming forward. I wanted something for her. We're gonna die. Who's gonna take care of her?
But I can't imagine her being by herself and then mom and pop, something happens to them. I don't know what to do. I think I'll freak out. Oh my God. I don't want her to be by herself. I don't want her to be by herself.
I can accept the sorry part, but as far as justice, I want somebody to take care of my kids. She's come up with a lot of things these last 3 years. She has a cyst in the kidneys. She has stomach problems, got intestinal problems, a thyroid. She doesn't have a thyroid. She wants to put her in a home.
We all love her, and they've been taking care of her for a long time. And Jennifer has considered leaving her job, which is a good career, just to help take care of the family, because at this point we have no other choice. We don't have any other means to do that.
Why? I don't know what else I would say, but why? Why do you have... What type of heart do you have to do that? And then you knew about it and didn't even warn the family members and the new soldiers even. You didn't say a thing. Why? Why put us through this shit? All this time I felt it was me. I thought it was just me for being born this way.
A long time, I used to not understand why we weren't a normal family, and it's brought so much light to what's going on that it wasn't ever us. It wasn't genetic, it wasn't our fault. It was the fucking water. It makes more sense now, and it goes to show that, the Santiago name is Strong, and I always thought it was us growing up. But we survived it, and somehow we're still together. I don't know how, but we still made it together.
I want them to be taken care of, that's all. I love them. If they got us into this spot, get us out.